I am stronger than I think. How can you build mental and physical strength and stop running from yourself? Let me ask you something. What if the reason you don't feel strong? It's because you've never actually tested your own strengths. You don't even know. You don't know emotionally, you don't know mentally, and you don't know physically. Because here's something I've noticed. A lot of people say they want to be stronger. I'm sure you've said this out loud to yourself. You want to be more resilient, more confident, but the moment that you see something about yourself that you don't like, you will run. You will distract yourself from the hard thing. You will numb out and you will avoid the truth. And the problem is, every time you run, like literally sometimes like this, from your own self, you weaken your ability to handle your own life. Strength begins the moment you stop running. Think about that. Literally stop running. Unless you are training for a marathon, which I have done, and that requires an incredible amount of strength, both mental and physical. But I think you know what I mean, right? So you got to recognize that life is going to challenge you, whether you prepare for it or not. And really, do you want to live a boring life? I want you to ask yourself that. Or do you want to live something that challenges you, right? You will face stress, loss, uncertainty, failure, difficult decisions. The real question is not whether hard things will happen. The question is, will you be strong enough to face them without falling apart? Resilience isn't luck. It's preparation, and the strongest people you know didn't become that way by accident. They trained for it. Many people are afraid of seeing themselves clearly. They avoid asking questions like, am I actually disciplined? Do I follow through? Am I honest with myself? Do I avoid hard things? Because once you see the truth, you have two choices. One, you can decide you need to change, or two, you continue living with it. And change requires effort. So instead, people distract themselves with comfort. Endless scrolling, constant entertainment, avoiding silence. Strength grows in honesty. So I'm going to talk to you about 4 things that you can do and start to do today to maybe build up that strength that you need. So 1, let's start with building up your mental strength. Mental strength starts with your own self-awareness. You cannot improve a life you refuse to examine. Strong people regularly ask themselves, what am I avoiding right now? Where am I making excuses? And what is the harder but better choice? Mental resilience comes from repeatedly choosing truth over comfort. It also comes from learning to tolerate discomfort. Most people think stress or difficulty means something is wrong, but often it means something is growing. When you face challenges, instead of escaping them or quitting, your brain needs to learn something powerful that I can handle or you can handle more than you think. That belief compounds over time. The more you do, the better you'll get. You can't avoid getting physically strong. Number 2. Really, truly, physical strength matters more than people realize. You feel like you could do anything when you are physically strong. Your body is not separate from your own mind. When you challenge your body, you train your brain to endure. Think about what happens. Do something physically difficult. Maybe it's lifting weights, and if it is, good for you. Maybe it's running. Maybe it's just doing a bunch of housework. Maybe you're just pushing through fatigue. But your brain will start to negotiate with you, right? Oh my goodness, it'll say, stop, this is uncomfortable, this is too hard, I'm sweating too much, I can't do this, you've done enough. All of these thoughts are going to run through your head. But here's the cool thing, but when you decide to keep going and you go, yeah, whatever, I can still do this, You will prove to yourself that discomfort isn't the end. You're just resistant. It's resistance. And every time you move through that resistance, your confidence will grow. Like literally, you will feel it. Not fake, because you're getting confidence through action, actual, real confidence. And when you get that kind of confidence, it's a game changer. All right, let's emphasize that you absolutely can do hard things. And say that out loud. Say, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. If you want to become more resilient, start doing hard things. Choose them. I grew up in Iowa. My dad would call these hard things he placed in front of me character builders. For example, detasseling corn in the hot July sun. If you've done this, you know what I'm talking about. I worked in a powdered milk factory in college. I lifted 50-pound bags, drove a forklift covered in powdered milk every single night. These things were awful, but they made me more resilient. Resilience doesn't mean reckless. They are constructive challenges. I learned what I didn't want to do, doing things that were difficult. So for you, examples might include exercising consistently, even waking up earlier, having difficult conversations, learning new skills, keeping your commitments, even when you're like, I want to watch TV, I'm home, I don't want to go back out, that kind of stuff. Every difficult action becomes a vote for the person you want to be or are becoming. Over time, those votes build identity, and you will stop asking, can I handle this? And start knowing, I've handled worse. Hard things become relative, not impossible, because you know what you can do. And then finally, just stop running from yourself. Look in the mirror. You can't avoid your own self. One of the biggest obstacles to strength is avoidance. You don't like feedback, you get mad, you get defensive, you avoid reflection, you can't look too far into your own self. You absolutely avoid taking responsibility for your actions, but the truth is, everything you avoid owns you, and you know this. You cannot get rid of it. It follows you around like a straitjacket. The conversation you won't have, the habit you won't address, the fear you won't face. Strength comes from turning toward those things instead of away, right? It doesn't mean you never feel afraid. It means you refuse to let fear make your decisions. Hard things are scary on purpose. And you have to do this. You're the only one who can. Look at yourself in the mirror right now and say no more. I'm ready to fight for myself. You are stronger than you think, but strength isn't discovered by wishing for it. It's discovered by using it. Every time you choose honesty over comfort, every time you do something difficult, every time you refuse to run from yourself, you expand your capacity. And eventually, you look back at a version of yourself that once felt fragile and realize something, and this is incredible. You did not become someone new. You simply uncovered the strength that was there all along. Because when you stop hiding from your own self, you will start to live the life that's been meant for you all along.